Here's something nobody tells you when you're starting out. There's a number, a specific number, and once you cross it, your entire relationship with money quietly shifts in a way that almost nobody can fully explain, but almost everyone who has crossed it can feel. It's not $1 million, it's not even close. It's $50,000 in savings. And I know what you're thinking. That's it? That doesn't sound like anything life-changing. But that reaction, that's exactly the problem. That's the mindset that keeps most people stuck. Because the $50,000 mark isn't just a number, it's a psychological threshold, a tipping point, a line that separates two completely different versions of your financial life, and most people have no idea it even exists. So today, we're going to talk about what actually happens when you cross it, why it changes the way money works for you, and more importantly, why understanding this could completely change how you think about saving money starting right now. Let's talk about how most people think about money. Most people treat savings like a scoreboard. You work, you earn, you save a little, and the number goes up. Then something happens, the car breaks down, rent goes up, a medical bill shows up out of nowhere, and the number goes back down. And you start over. It feels like you're running on a treadmill, moving but not going anywhere. And here's the thing that makes it worse. When your savings are small, every financial decision feels enormous. Spending $200 feels significant. Losing $500 to an unexpected expense feels devastating. And this isn't just an emotional response, it actually is significant. Because when you only have $1,000 saved, $500 is 50% of everything you have. This is what psychologists call loss sensitivity. The smaller your financial cushion, the more painful every financial setback feels, not just emotionally, but practically, because you genuinely cannot afford to lose it. And when every loss feels that big, you start making decisions from a place of fear. You don't invest because you're afraid to lose what little you have. You don't take career risks because you can't afford a few months without income. You stay stuck in situations, jobs, cities, relationships, partly because your financial position gives you no room to move. Most people think the solution is to just make more money. And while income matters, that's not actually the core problem. The core problem is that below a certain threshold, money doesn't behave the same way it does above it. And that threshold for most people in most situations is somewhere around $50,000. Let me explain why this number matters so much. When you have very little saved, let's say under $10,000, your money is essentially just a buffer. It protects you from the worst outcomes. It keeps the lights on. It stops a bad month from becoming a disaster. That's it. It's defensive money. It's money that exists to stop bad things from happening. And defensive money doesn't grow. It sits there, anxiously, waiting to be used. Now imagine you start saving more consistently. You get to $20,000, then $30,000. Things feel a little better. You're slightly less stressed, but you're still in the same basic situation, because one serious emergency can still wipe out a significant portion of what you have. You're still mostly playing defense. But somewhere around $50,000, something structurally changes. Think of it like this. Imagine you're carrying a bucket of water up a hill. For the first half of the climb, you're working hard to just not spill it. Every step is careful. Every stumble is a disaster. You're spending most of your energy on not losing what you already have. But once you're past a certain point on that hill, once you've got enough footing and enough stability, you can actually start moving faster. You can take bigger steps. You can think about the top of the hill instead of just surviving the next 5 seconds. $50,000 is that point on the hill. Here's why. When you have $50,000 in savings, a few very important things happen all at once. First, emergencies stop being catastrophic. The average emergency, a medical bill, a car repair, a gap between jobs, costs somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000. When you have $50,000 saved, a $4,000 emergency is a setback, not a crisis. You can handle it, rebuild in a few months, and move on. You stop making panic decisions under pressure. And when you stop making panic decisions, you start making better decisions. Second, your money starts doing actual work. At $50,000, you have enough capital that even modest investment returns become meaningful in absolute terms. If you invest $50,000 and earn 7% annual return, which is roughly what a basic index fund has historically averaged, that's $3,500 in a year, just sitting there, growing, without you working for it. $3,500 might not sound revolutionary, but here's what matters. That's almost $300 a month that you didn't earn by working. That's your money earning money, which then earns more money. This is the beginning of what people call compound growth, but it only really starts feeling real once you have enough capital to see the numbers move in a way that actually means something to your daily life. Third, your psychology shifts completely. And this is the part nobody talks about enough. When you have $50,000 saved, you stop thinking like someone who is afraid to lose everything. You start thinking like someone who has options. And that mental shift, that quiet sense of security, changes almost every decision you make. There's a concept in psychology called scarcity mindset. It was studied in depth by researchers at Harvard and Princeton, and what they found was remarkable. When people are operating under scarcity, whether it's money, time, or food, their cognitive bandwidth actually decreases. Their ability to think long-term gets worse. Their decision-making becomes more impulsive and short-sighted. In plain terms, being broke doesn't just feel bad, it literally makes it harder to think clearly about money. And this isn't a character flaw. It's not laziness or stupidity. It's just how the human brain works under pressure. When you're worried about survival, your brain focuses on immediate problems, because for most of human history, immediate problems were the ones that could kill you. The problem is that this survival wiring is terrible for building wealth, because building wealth requires the opposite of short-term thinking. It requires patience, delayed gratification, and the ability to make decisions today that won't pay off for years. And here's the cruel irony of the whole thing. The people who most need to think long-term about money are often the people who are least equipped to do it, simply because of how much financial stress they're under. This is why the $50,000 threshold is so important. It's not just about the math, it's about getting yourself out of scarcity mode. Once you cross that line, once you have enough saved that a bad month doesn't threaten your entire financial situation, your brain genuinely starts working differently. You start seeing opportunities instead of threats. You start thinking in years instead of weeks. You stop asking, "How do I survive this?" and start asking, "How do I build something?" That question, "How do I build something?" is worth more than any specific investment strategy. Because once you're asking that question from a place of security, you start finding answers. There's something else worth mentioning here too. At $50,000, you start earning what some people call leverage. Not financial leverage in the risky borrowing money sense, psychological leverage, life leverage. You can negotiate a better salary because you can afford to walk away from a bad offer. You can start a side project because a few months of lower income won't ruin you. You can say no to bad opportunities because you don't desperately need the next thing that comes along. You can take a calculated risk on yourself. This is why wealthy people often say things like "money makes money" or "it gets easier after a certain point." They're not being dismissive of how hard it is to get started. They're describing a real threshold. Below it, money is defensive. Above it, money becomes a tool for building more. So what does this actually mean for you? If you don't have $50,000 saved yet, your primary financial goal right now is simple. Get there. Not eventually, actively. urgently, but also patiently. That means a few things in practice. It means treating your savings rate as a non-negotiable number in your monthly budget, not what's left over after spending, but a fixed percentage you pull out first. Even if it's 10%, even if it's 5% for now, the habit matters more than the size in the beginning. It means ruthlessly cutting the expenses that don't actually make your life better. Not the ones that bring you genuine joy or comfort, but the ones you're paying for on autopilot without even noticing. Subscriptions you don't use, convenience spending that adds up quietly, money leaking out of the bottom of your life while you're looking the other way. It means thinking about every financial decision through the lens of one question. Does this move me towards $50,000 or away from it? And here's something important. The speed at which you reach this threshold matters enormously because of compounding. The earlier you cross $50,000, the longer your money has to grow. Every year you delay is a year of compound growth you don't get back. The math on this is genuinely staggering when you zoom out over a few decades. If you're already past $50,000 or even somewhere close, the lesson is about what to do with the platform you've built. Don't let it sit in a savings account earning almost nothing. Invest it in low-cost, diversified funds and let time do the heavy lifting. Keep building the habit, protect your capital, but don't be so afraid of risk that you never put your money to work. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. Most people think that the goal of saving money is security, and security is part of it. But the deeper goal, the one that most people don't realize until they get there, is freedom. Not freedom in the abstract, inspirational poster sense, real, practical freedom. The freedom to make decisions based on what you actually want rather than what you can barely afford. $50,000 won't make you rich overnight, but it will change the game. It will change the way you think, the risks you can take, the opportunities you can see, and the person you can become, financially and beyond. The sad truth is that most people never get there, not because it's impossible, but because nobody told them that the threshold existed. They kept thinking of savings as a scoreboard instead of a launch pad. Now you know it's there. The only question is how fast you want to reach it.